Hey, it's Meg from Hardtail Life, and we're here at Essential Cycles to do my single speed conversion with Andrew Major.
Which we've already done.
Okay, I don't think it's a secret that I'm not really technically savvy when it comes to bikes.
It's all good. You removed a chain today.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, so slide it forward and then push the pin in, and then that'll catch. You know, push a little further. There you go. Okay. Perfect. Quick link pliers, and then there's your quick link right there. So in, yeah, there you go, and harder.
Harder?
No, you're good.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Wow, that was so easy.
Done. And then if you want to pull that chain out, it's going to be totally gross. And actually, we don't even need to bag that. We're just going to recycle it anyways. So.
Oh, good.
I guess, yeah, well, we'll stick it in a bag just for the sake of it.
Sorry, I spun the pedals.
This chain we're not putting back on anything.
I think I touched every part of my bike with that chain.
Yeah, that's all right. Well done.
Thank you for the rag.
Yeah. You removed a derailleur today. So now we're sort of doing the multi-speeding part. Okay. So there you go. There's your 225. Okay. So you're going to loosen that bolt right there. Whoa. Yeah, a little more torque. There you go.
Loosen or remove?
Yeah, loosen. Yeah, just to there. That's good. Now our cable's out. Oh, it's really in there. There we go.
Ooh.
Okay. So now that's not a zip tie. So I'll just pop that. But the rest of the way up here, we're going to have zip ties.
Okay.
And
so why are we taking this out?
Because we don't need it anymore. This is all the superfluous things on your bike. Well, this is exciting.
It's a big moment.
Yeah. So this is kind of neat in that because you have a Magura clamp designed to interface with your shifter, and we're taking the shifter off, you're always going to have that little tiny superfluous reminder there of what was and could one day be again.
Right.
That is your 12-speed GX shifter.
Okay.
The first of many things to come off the bike. And then I'll give you a 5 mil. Okay. Oops. And that is going to be for your rear derailleur to come off the bike. Just right here. Right there.
Oh, okay.
And
perfect. Okay.
Yeah, wind her out, and then you'll have to pull it out and reset it, and just make sure always with the tools the interface is nice and square. Yeah, there you go.
These are nice with the, grips.
The Wera Allen keys?
Yeah.
Yes. Eventually they wear out and they don't want to interface anymore. Okay, so at that point it's loose enough you can switch to the ball end. So we never use the ball end to loosen or tighten. But at the point that it gets loose, we can use the ball end to just wheel it out. We just never want to put a ton of pressure into it. Oh. There you go.
Whoa!
And there's your derailleur. And we'll just unclick it, and that's ready to go in a bag as well. You judge chain line for a single speed, and then what we're going to do is mock this in with a chain. All right, so slide that in.
Looks so lonesome. So does this unit?
Yeah.
Does this wear out and then you can replace this one piece? Oh,
yeah, you can replace it. It's a steel cog.
That's cool.
And then you just remove these Torx bolts, just like removing a brake rotor. And that's the same way we can adjust the spacing. So what we're going to do right now is put the chain on and just see how close we are to your chain line and how much we need to move the cog.
Okay.
All right, and so we have our deluxe 11-speed XX1 chain.
Let's see.
Best chain ever made. Oh yeah, you can feel it. It's shiny. It's got hollow pins. It's made in Portugal.
Oh wow.
Yeah, how many things do you own made in Portugal? Well,
nothing.
now you have something really fancy.
It's so fancy.
That was made in Portugal. So this is, I don't know, this is just an awesome chain. And so if you look at it from behind, how straight does that look to you?
I mean, it looks really straight to me.
Really straight. All right. Well, that's.
What do you think?
Oh, come on. Yeah. I don't know. I'm pretty happy with that. You don't have quite the micro adjustment with the zinger that you have with just a regular HG free hub body.
But it looks pretty good.
It's pretty darn good.
It's pretty bang on.
I don't think anyone can complain about that.
Yeah.
Cool. So I think we're just going to leave it.
Great. Amazing.
And you're going to do all the pedaling to make the work worthwhile. So you're contributing a lot to the process.
Thank you. I guess I want to share with you one thing.
Yeah.
I was talking to Steve. I am ridiculously nervous to do this.
Yeah, okay.
I'm worried that I am old and fat and out of shape and I won't be able to push my bike around. Like, I'm just gonna walk everything now.
Yeah, okay.
So, and I'm also worried because I love my technical climbs. I'm a little bit worried about that.
And you're looking for me to make you feel better. You know, it's not a single speed, it's a 3-speed. It's sitting, standing, and walking. And what you've seen from our process is in removing the variety of bad chain line gears, in removing 2 pulley wheels, in removing a bunch of chain, in removing a worn out chain and a worn out ring and a worn out cassette.
Yeah.
We've created a system that's way more efficient. What you're gonna do with that system is you're gonna learn to ride more efficiently yourself.
Okay.
And what's neat is, whether it's a month from now or 3 months from now or 10 years from now, or just riding a bike you've borrowed, you're going to be a way better technical climber after you ride the single speed than you are now. And it's because you're gonna learn how to surge up hills. You're gonna learn how to carry momentum into corners better. You know, when you're riding up No Quarter or Good Sir Martin, one of our, brilliant, climbing trails, shout out to Penny and Martin, you're gonna attack corners differently. You're gonna attack corners leaning into them. Your bike wheelbase is gonna feel shorter. You're gonna find traction using more of the tire. So wherever you're meeting this system in terms of where your fitness is at and everything right now, it's no different than any other bike. You're gonna adapt to it. You're gonna ride yourself fit to it. But you're as long as you're gonna have a positive attitude, which you're gonna have because you're Meg, you're gonna get something out of it.
Yeah.
And that's true of everyone I know who used to single speed and doesn't single speed anymore for whatever reason. They don't. They own one bike. They ride from home, so they can't handle the fast RPM the way Steve and I have gotten used to it. Other people have gotten used to it. Everyone I know, or who owns a single speed but only rides it once in a while, if you look at how they climb much more dynamically than they did. And you'll even talk to folks like I'm not even going to name drop anyone who doesn't single speed as much anymore. I don't want to out anyone here. But you look at friends, and if I ride with them on their multi-speed bike, they're great riders.
Yeah.
Then they go for a single speed ride and they show up on their multi-speed bike again, and I can tell when they've ridden their single speed recently. It's just
wow.
You can just tell because of how they attack things differently and what gear they push. You'll learn there's places in trails, you pick your battles. It's no different than parenting. Parenting and single speeding are the same. When you're riding up No Quarter, there's a long part of the climb, not a long part, there's a short, very steep part of the climb just before you get to the really nice switchbacks up to Executioner that I regularly walk on my single speed. Okay. I can make it, but if I pedal to the top of it, I'm gassed for the whole rest of the climb. I don't recover. But if I get off and I walk for that 20, 30 meters, whatever it is, then the rest of the climb goes wonderfully. I choose to just park my ego. I run out of gas, I get off, I climb the steep section, I walk up it as fast as I ride up it because it's that steep, and then I get back on with my life. And you're gonna have that experience too. Where I think you're gonna have more challenge than the climbs, because I've seen you climb. I've seen you mag lots of people. Is the sections of woodwork where you come around a tight corner and then you pedal up them. Like, think the wooden roller coaster on Pipeline. Right. And it's training your brain that because you can't carry that much speed around the corner. Training your brain, once you come around that corner, you have to get on the fucking gas. Yeah. And you just have to tell yourself, like, Meg, attack, 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 attack. Yeah. You're gonna figure it out. There's gonna be a learning curve. Okay. Now, one other thing I'd say is we've chosen a very neutral gear. which some of your commenters on your YouTube channel are going to be like, that's a wuss gear. Why have you got a wuss gear? It's the same gear. It's the same gear Steve's pedaling, right? 28, 22, yeah. A lot of places, you feel like you're going nowhere.
Right.
You're just like zzz, hummingbird.
Yes.
On the North Shore, our elevation gain is high in short distances. Mm-hmm. It's super punchy, and the way a lot of our trails are built, you don't have the ability to just carry a ton of momentum into climbs. A lot of the time, you're basically from dead going, right? Mm-hmm. So we've geared a relatively low gear compared to what you'd run in Idaho, Colorado, a lot of places. This is not an easy gear. It's just a gear we've picked to try and balance all of the things that you need a bike to do. Because in too easy of a gear, when you attack a log or a ladder or whatever, mm-hmm. that also doesn't really work, right?
Yeah.
If this isn't Meg's perfect gear, mm-hmm. you might train into it.
Right.
Or we might just go, hey, dig around in the drawer and I'll find you a 26 tooth and we'll throw it on, we'll try that, right?
Right.
So we have flexibility, but I think, me personally, I think within a couple of rides, just like what Steve experienced, you know, the first ride you're like, what have I done? And the second ride you're like, wow, my bike is so quiet. I love how quiet my bike is. Mm-hmm. And then it only takes going riding with one person who you know, is about the same pace as you, and then keeping pace with them to go, oh, actually, I'm pretty good at this.
Right.
And I like all the upsides of it. Mm-hmm. You know? And there's a lot. You know, downsides, it's harder. Mm-hmm. You know, sorry.
Yeah. So if you say you wanted to try and you went like to a bike shop and you're like, hey, can you help me with this?
Yeah.
Do you think that they would be like happy to do that and it would be reasonable?
Bike shops are like people.
Right.
And people in bike shops are like people.
Yes.
So, you know, it's you know, you can't say, yeah, like go into any bike shop and there'll be someone who's stoked there.
Right.
You know, go into a bike shop without your bike and without your stuff and say, hey, is there anyone who rides single speeds here? Mm-hmm. And if everyone goes, ah, ha, ha, then leave.
Maybe, yeah.
But, you know, but if you go and there's someone who's like, yeah, I ride single speeds, and you're like, hey, I saw a thing online, they might roll their eyes, let's be honest. Everyone's busy, everyone's, you know, but especially if it's the off season like it is right now, like I know me, like turning wrenches, which is what I do, you know, when I'm not shooting videos with you guys. Like if someone came in with their Tyaughton and a beat up old chain guide, and was like, hey, I really want to try single speeding. Mm-hmm. You know, do I have 15 minutes to say, you bought the ISCG guide instead of ISCG 05, so it's not going to fit?
Oh, no.
And you have an XG driver and you brought the wrong cog?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And if somebody wants to either get the shop to order the right parts or wants to source the right parts but wants help putting them on, I think, my opinion, not the opinion of my employer, past, present, or future. I think that a lot of attitudes have changed because the internet is so prevalent now. And, you know, we're all trying to keep the lights on how we're trying to keep the lights on. Mm-hmm. So, you know, if someone comes in and they're like, hey, I got this stuff and it's the right stuff, but I don't have the tools and experience to put it on, you know, I'm going to put it on. I'm going to charge you with a stopwatch. And if our hourly rate's $90 and it takes me half an hour, it's going to cost $45.
Yeah.
But, you know, if somebody is prepared to pay, you know, for half an hour's work to do a half-hour job, then why would I say no to doing that job, right? Especially this time of year, I have time. And I think that people doing stuff like this with bikes is just so cool. And I think, you know, you guys have a relationship with Knolly, and I've known Noel since he was making his very first bikes in Port Coquitlam. I think this is the kind of stuff that a lot of bike companies and bike people are super stoked on. Even if they don't like single speeding, even if they hate single speeding, it's just there's something cool about people doing just nerdy different things with bicycles. That's neat. It's sort of the heart and soul of the whole thing.
Yes.
Like the soul's not brands and stuff. The soul's the people doing it, and doing it a little bit different is cool.
Yeah.
So and I know there's lots of people like me in the bike industry. So I guess I would just say go into a shop. If they're not interested in helping you, go into a different shop. There's a shop that absolutely wants to put your chain guide on your bike and single speed your bike for you.
Yes.
And you know what? They might give you a hard time and tell you you're going to hate it and laugh about how they you know, we do the single speed install for cheap because when you come back to get your gears put back on, we're gonna charge you through the nose. You know, like expect a little cheek because you're doing a cheeky thing. Single speeding your bike is cheeky, so expect people to treat you cheeky when you do it and enjoy that. It's doing something different, and that's cool. That's cool unto itself. And you know, when you go riding and you're on the single speed, some people are gonna go, wow, a single speed, it's so hard I could never do that. And they're wrong, because they're tough. They're, people riding bikes in the woods, they absolutely can do it. And then you'll also have people who are like, you're an idiot. And you're like, I know, but what particularly are you commenting on? And they'll be like, oh, you're stupid single speed. And you'll go, oh, okay, that
part. Yes,
I'm
thank you.
That.
Yes. That's funny. Well, thank you, Andrew, so much for spending your evening with us. And I am really appreciative of all the support, like in all the different ways, and the encouragement.
Cool.
So, thank you.
Oh, I just like hanging out, and I love that you're trying this. I think it's gonna be so fun, and I hope, not to like harp on it, but I really hope that people who ride hardtails, who watch your YouTube channel, who have thought about maybe trying single speeding but don't have the right bike for it or whatever, I really do hope that if it's something they really want to do, they pursue it, whether it's the way we've done it here, or a cheaper way of doing it, or just finding a way to try it, trying to find a magic gear, because I do think that simpler people will enjoy simpler things, and it is a really nice counter to where bikes have been going, with more batteries and more expensive materials and higher retails and more service and everything else. And it's crazy when you check out a little bit how much fun in the woods you can still have on the simpler machine. So,
well, thank you. And also, I just want to point out that Andrew has his very own website, meetengines.com.
Meetengines.com.
Which is very special.
Is it? It's got a
in whatever way you want to use that term. If you're relatively new to riding and you love it and you want to do it all the time, then you've come to the right place. We're eager to ride all the trails and learn all the things, so please subscribe and follow along on our mountain biking adventures. Thanks for watching, and see you in the trails!
Wow, one take Meg. Steve, you can learn a thing or two, hey? sorry, that was kind of shady.